I am now doing the partner problem about General Motors, and I'm so thankful that I can take a picture because I don't have a lot of time. In an effort to reduce healthcare costs, General Motors sponsored a study to help employees stop smoking. In the study, half of the subjects were randomly assigned to receive up to $750 for quitting smoking for a year, while the other half were simply encouraged to use traditional methods to stop smoking. None of the 878 volunteers knew that there was a financial incentive when they signed up. At the end of the year, 15% of those in the financial rewards group had quit smoking, while only 5% in the traditional group had quit smoking. Do the results of the study give convincing evidence that the financial incentives help people quit smoking? All right, so let's start with our states. Let's see if I can make this bigger here. If you notice here in the state part, I identify the parameters right away, and you can see right there, that's a dollar symbol. It says the proportion of employees like the ones in the study who stopped smoking when given money. Notice I put like the ones in the study, okay? Then next, the P of this has no dollars there that I put. The proportion of employees like the ones in the study who stopped smoking with traditional methods. Then our goal is right here, right? Let me see if I can move that. Oops. Let's go like this. Let's try one more time. Our goal is, with that alternative hypothesis there, is we want the proportion of the people with money to be higher, who stopped smoking, to be higher than the people who had no money, who just had the traditional methods. Okay, now let's go up over to the plan part. Notice again, if you're going to put, if you want to do a little, let's see, I'm going to change my highlighter. Make sure that you've labeled that parameter, right? Okay, so it's stated random. Notice this 439, where did that come from? That came from the 878 divided in half, because 50% went to one group, 50% went to the other group of all GM employees, because it was based off in GM. Then notice here, this 0.15 comes from the statistic they give you right here, okay? And then the 0.05 comes from right here, okay? They give you those statistics, that's nice. Okay, everything checks out for my plan for the conditions. Part of the plan then is naming that method. This is a 2-sample z-test for P of the money versus P of the no money. We've already defined that. Again, note particularly, I'm just changing my color, that I don't have P hats here. You will get it wrong if you do that. Now I'm going to go to the do part, okay? And if I'm going too slow or going too fast through this, that's the beauty of the video. You can pause, re-listen, write things down, what you need. I have some side work over here on the side. I have my P hat of my money group versus my P hat of my traditional group, and I got my P combined right there. That P combined is useful for over here. I did change it to a decimal there. I know I said in class I didn't, but for the little amount of room I had over here, I changed that to a decimal. You need to do P hat combined times 1 minus P hat combined divided by N1, and then add it to P hat combined times 1 minus P hat combined by N2. There should be a square root over the whole thing. It's the same numbers in this case, but it's not always that. I clearly identified my standard deviation there. In the center there, you can see I marked my P of dollars minus P of no dollars is equal to 0. I want this to be, I want the P with the money right here. I want that number to be bigger. That's the proportion of people who quit with financial rewards. So I want it to be greater than 0. When I actually compute that P hat, you can see it is greater than 0. We want to see how significant is that, so we find our z-score. Okay, 0.05 minus 0, my observation minus my mean divided by my standard deviation. As long as you have the standard deviation highlighted, or I don't like that, right here, like you have it labeled, it is okay right here to just put standard deviation. It is approximately equal to 5, and then your p-value is approximately equal to 0. Notice in your graphing calculator, you will see 2 point something. That doesn't make sense. Think about that. But at the end, it has an e to the 6th power or something. I can't remember. I don't have my calculator right there. You can say when there's that many zeros, when there's 5 or 6 zeros in front of a number after a decimal point, so 0.00000, that's the p-value is approximately 0. My decision, my p-value is less than 0.05 right here. So I have evidence, I reject H naught and have evidence for HA. That brings me to my conclusion. Because our p-value is approximately 0 for a z of approximately 5, we reject H naught at alpha equals 0.05. Here's where I have the most difficult, and again, just follow we have evidence for this right here, right? That HA. We have evidence that the proportion of people who had money that stopped smoking is greater than the proportion of people with traditional methods who stopped smoking. We need to somehow, in a proper sentence, highlight the HA, write it in words using your parameter words, using your problem. You need to write that properly. It is difficult. Excuse me, I need to get to ELT, so I feel like I'm tripping over my words because I'm in a hurry. We have evidence. Okay, so I'm on my second sentence here. We have evidence that the proportion of employees, like the ones in the study, who stopped smoking because of a financial incentive is greater than the proportion of employees, like the ones in the study, who stopped smoking because of a traditional methods. I didn't use the word difference here. You can use the word difference here. In that case, you'd have to say that the difference is greater than 0. I would stick with stick with your alternative hypotheses and just phrase it that way. Hopefully that makes sense to you. The alternative hypothesis is P of money is greater than P of no money. Okay, and that's what I just wrote that in words then for my conclusion. I got a little wordy. I apologize. Listen to it again. If you need extra help, shoot me an email as well. Thanks.